I felt rejected. I got more love from secular people who don't even go to church. Sometimes your pain does produce promise. That's why I created Millions, Billions, Trillions, to elevate the minds of our people.
My next guest, I am so super excited about. Young, fly, entrepreneurial, single. Wanted to make sure that I let you know that. Acclaimed gospel and R&B singer, songwriter, and producer, 2-time Grammy nominated. ASCAP Award winner and entrepreneur. He is blending traditional gospel, choir, hip-hop, soul, and trap influences. He has worked with gospel legends such as Fred Hammond, Dorinda Clark Cole, Kim Burrell, Missy Elliott, and the list goes on. Welcome to DHC Live, none other than Travis Malloy himself.
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Hi, my darling.
I'm so glad to be here.
Well, I am so glad to have you. I have a whole lot of stuff to ask you.
I'm ready to get into it.
All right, so tell me this before we do anything. Who is Travis Malloy?
Travis Malloy is a dreamer, a visionary, a man of faith, a go-getter. Travis Malloy is unstoppable. Travis Malloy is a city boy. He's a mama's boy. I'm a lover. I'm a Scorpio. So I'm a little emotional, you know. Cuss you out and cry 5 minutes later. You know how I go. But I'm a lover of people. I'm a people person. I love to smile and I love to make other people smile. But I would say if I had to pick one, I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer. Yeah.
I love that. And I love the fact that we're going to get into your dreaming because I really want to talk about why I have this hoodie on. But I'm so excited to have it on. So tell me this. You are all those things, but I didn't hear you say married. So tell me about your single life.
I've been single for a long time. I am dating right now.
Oh.
I'm dating. You know, people always say, are you dating? Are you seeing there? Like, I'm texting. I spend a lot of time swiping left on Tinder. But I've been dating, just, spending time. But I've been really focused on my career. Because I'm a little emotional, sometimes relationships can kind of be distracting to me. So I'm really staying focused right now. But I am dating. I've been single for a long time, and I live in Atlanta, so it's a little wild out there. It's a little different. I don't even know if you're ready to get into that, but it's crazy out there. But I've done my thing a little bit, but
Okay. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing.
I was raised by a single mom, a loving, wonderful, strong woman who was extremely supportive of every dream that I've ever had. My mom is like my backbone. She is like what you see Kanye's mom was to him. Anything that I came up with, it's like, let's do it. I believe in you. Go for it. My dad was very, very supportive of me until he passed away when I was 13 years old from prostate cancer. And but my mom has been the backbone. And, I grew up in I'll say a spiritual home more than overly religious. So, while we were listening to Fred Hammond and Commission, we were listening to Jodeci. While we were listening to, Vanessa Bell Armstrong and Helen Baylor, we were listening to Tina Marie. Where is Helen Baylor? I missed that testimony so much. but that's, I grew up in a very, unique home where I was able to use all of those inflections. So that's why, when you listen to Travis Malloy, you hear a little bit of John P. Key, but you also hear a little bit of Charlie Wilson. You know what I mean? That's my thing. I love mixing it together. When I growing up, when I was listening to R&B, I don't care how sexual the songs were, I would turn it around to Jesus somehow. So they could have been talking about making love. I was going to turn it around to somehow glorifying God. And that's kind of how I got my start and kind of blew up on YouTube, just mixing songs together. One of my biggest remixes I did was Aaliyah's One in a Million. And that went so crazy that I ended up on the phone with a little bit of everybody. Sean Stockman and Wanye from Boys to Men, now working with Missy Elliott. She eventually seen it years later and working with her. So it's been a blessing just taking a chance. Sometimes it's a lonely road being a trailblazer. And when you're seeing into the future, sometimes you're the only one seeing it. And the only way that I've been able to do the things that I do and have accomplished the few things that I've accomplished is having people in my life that believe at the level I believe. I feel like if you're going to go as far as you can go, you got to have a few people that everybody's not going to believe at your level, but you got to have a few of those Vaughns and Matts and Otises and some of my friends who ride or die with me, the twins. So I'm excited about this journey I'm on.
That's good.
Yeah.
So where did the creativity come from? Where did the singing come from? Does your mom sing?
You know, my mom can sing. I won't say she's a singer, but my mom can sing, and she exposed me to people who could sing. But it came from church. It was all church. When I got to our church, Petra International Ministries, the church I grew up in, seeing who has passed away now, the first lady at the time, Lisa Clay, play the piano and write songs on the spot and create and demand the audience and teach the praise team on the spot and flow and worship and just seeing what she was able to do just from the keyboard. I knew I wanted to do that. You know, I came up in a church, you know, where Bishop would get up and he said, "It's so easy to love you. It's so easy to love you. So easy to love you because you're wonderful." My former pastor wrote that song. Israel Houghton just happened to be there and ended up recording that song. But that came just from out of spontaneous worship. So that's how I'm able to do these pop-up choir events that we're doing today, just from learning that spontaneousness of the power of God, just being able to flow right on the spot and create and rearrange and do all the things that I do. So that's where the creative, everything comes from God when it comes to that. I have to segue into, I remember I was living in LA probably over 10 years ago, and I was playing the piano and I was writing a song, and a guy looked at me and said, "Oh my God, I cannot believe you're making this incredible music and you're not high."
Wait, what?
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that depend on it. You know, I ain't shading it or hating on it, but, you know, I looked at him and I made a joke. I said, when it comes from God, you don't need extra help.
Wait, so you said Guy, the artist?
No, God.
God the Father?
No.
What are you saying? You sound like you said
I
God.
said you don't need help, extra help. You don't need weed when your gift comes from God.
Right, but who said I can't believe?
Some guy was in the studio. Some random guy was in the studio and he seen me playing the piano and creating on the spot. And this is 2013. And he looked at me and said, "Man, I can't believe you're not high." He said, "I can't even create like that unless I'm..." You know, so that was a great compliment to me to know that I could be sober and completely understand and know what I'm doing. So when I say it comes from God, it completely comes from God.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So let me ask you, what would your audience or a fan be really surprised to learn about you?
There's a few things. You know, I'm a very transparent person, and I think that's why people love me and enjoy me, because I'm extremely honest. But I would say I still have a little anxiety when it comes to flying. Every time I got to get in the air, I deal with something. Sometimes I be wishing I was high when I'm getting on that plane. So that's when I really pull on the Lord. But yeah, I would say I deal with a little bit of anxiety when it comes to things that I can't control.
That's good.
Yeah, that's the honest part. When it comes to things that I can't control.
So that's interesting, because I'm the exact same way when it comes to flying. I cannot take it. So I always have to make sure I'm flying first class, because I need to be distracted. Bring me something to drink.
Yeah.
Bring me some peanuts. Bring me my food, because I can't think. I can't think just sitting there. It's just rough. Now, here's something that my cousin has always said. She says, "Repeat the scripture. Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you." And I said, okay, so I always say that. And then someone once told me, "Listen, God, you ain't going nowhere until it is your time." And then my question was always, well, what if it's the pilot's time? You know, so
We're going to find her. You know who just said that to me? Kimberell just said that to me a few days ago when I was on my way here. I had a layover in Kansas City. We flew 2 hours from Atlanta to Kansas City. When we got to Kansas City, we had to fly in a circle for 30 minutes because
see,
the weather.
that would have
So
worn me
this was the test for me. This was the test. They said, hey, the weather's too bad for us to land. So I'm looking out the window like I got my own steering wheel, like I'm able to help, and I'm just looking out. And I hate when they sit somebody by me that's more scared than me. We both can't be scared, so you're gonna have to move.
Oh my God.
And so then we had to fly to Tulsa. And we land in Tulsa, and they say, hey, if you're going to LA, stay on the plane. So then we had to fly back to Kansas City. And I just had to find a peace. And when I landed in Tulsa, I called Kim on FaceTime. I said, hey, you know I don't do this. She said, you got too much work to do.
Yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
She said, it's all right. You're going to get exactly where you need to be.
Amen.
So I thank God that I have people in my life like that to continue to affirm me and assure me that I got work to do. I got work to do. So
let me ask you a question. Let's talk about dating and love. A person that is as creative as you are, that is free-spirited and free-willed as you are, how do you reconcile the structure of a relationship that it requires?
That's a great question. And I actually just recently experienced the turbulence of not having that kind of structure. And we've been talking about it, and I believe that it can get better. But you have to be with somebody who understands the season you're in, who understands where you are. Because a lot of times I could be dating you and I'm in a dry season. And things and doors are opening for you. And I got to be able to understand where you are. So I think that where I am in life is I just ask God to send me somebody who understands the seasons that I could be in and willing to adjust when they change. You know, my God sister Vaughn always says it's not about 50-50. It's about 100-100.
That's
We
good.
both got to give 100.
That's good.
If I feel you, in a different kind of season, I got to be able to still continue to give you 100. So it's really about being understanding and being willing to make sacrifices. Love is sacrifice. And I don't mean to be overly churchy, but when I think about, how it says, for God so loved the world, we can stop there. We hear people say, love ain't enough. She always says, I got to like you. But when you say love ain't enough, that was the ultimate example in the Bible, because he said, for God so loved the world that he gave. He didn't just say, I love you. He immediately made a sacrifice. So we literally, that is the true example of making a sacrifice. When you love is sacrifice, how are you willing to adjust? We live in a social media world. I get mad at you. I get on that Explorer page and I can find 10,000 women who look just like you.
So, okay, that's a great point. So you can find 10,000 women who look just like the person that you're dating.
Yeah.
Are you a faithful dater, or do you diversify?
Oh God. That's good. I'm not a great diversifier because I'm so emotional, and I'm a hopeless romantic. We go on one date, I done already started naming our kids, all kind of stuff. It gets kind of crazy over here. But for me, like, I'm not really good at dating multiple people at one time, honestly, because I think it can get a little cloudy.
Okay.
And I don't like to overwhelm myself. I don't like to have to pick. If I like you, I want to put my energy into figuring out how much more I can like about you.
Okay.
But if I'm taking you out on a date on Monday and I like something about you, but I take somebody else out on Wednesday and I like something about them, it can kind of get cloudy, and then you just kind of get into a system with them.
Do you pay for all of the dates?
My. That's a good question. Dates are expensive.
What? Are you thinking about it?
I'm gonna tell you why. Dates are really expensive. And a lot of times there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of financial pressure on men.
Yes.
And these girls today, their examples are baby mothers of rappers.
Yeah.
So they want to live like they want a Chanel bag on the first day. You know what I'm saying? They want to go to Steak. Where we going on Sunday? They want to go to Steak 48 on the first date. So you think I'm taking you out on the first date and it's $250, $300 on the first date, just to see if you like me.
Yeah.
And then we go out on another one, and they'd be like, "Oh, why don't you go for coffee? These girls don't want no coffee." So I try to diversify that. One girl, I took her to the park.
And what'd you do at the park?
We just walked and talked.
Okay.
And you know what? It blessed me because
because you didn't have to spend no money.
It blessed me because she said nobody has ever cared enough to talk to me and learn and ask me about my story.
Are you still with her?
No, it was we were just dating.
Okay.
It was just dating, but I'm just saying that was something new.
Okay.
Because she was kind of high class. So I thought that I had to go, and I called one of my brothers in my hometown. I said, "Hey, I need some help with this." He said, "Do something different. Take her to the park. Don't spend no money."
Okay.
So I did something different, and we went to the park. And, even though it didn't end up, we didn't end up in a relationship, but it felt good to know that she appreciated me wanting to just learn about her family and her story and her dreams and her vision. I always ask people, "What's your biggest dream?" She said, "Wow, nobody's ever cared about what my dream is."
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So there's different ways to do it, and I'm learning that. But dating can get expensive because you got to understand, we live in a different culture now.
Yep.
Nowadays, first dates are going to Jamaica.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a little different now. Back in the day, you can go to Fridays and get 2 meals for $50. It's a little different. Hookah alone is $50, and I don't even smoke hookah.
Who?
Hookah.
Oh, Lord.
I don't smoke hookah, but most of the girls that I've taken on dates, they smoke hookah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's just like, and I'm not, I like women a little on the edge.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
So you like your girl smoking hookah?
I don't want to say I like them smoking hookah. I don't know if I want a prophetess either. So, I just like...
You want somebody in between.
I need a balance. I need a mixture of CeCe Winans and Lil' Kim.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm honest. Most people aren't honest.
Okay, that's true.
And
So what's the best gift you've ever given a date or your girlfriend who you were dating?
That's a great question. Let me say this. I'm going to answer that in this way.
Okay, tell me.
I don't want to say the best. I'm a very thoughtful giver.
Okay, that's good.
And, the woman that I'm dating, she was talking about, she's in the business of trucking. And she was talking about how her computer crashed, her laptop, and that's how she handles all her spreadsheets and Excel and all that kind of stuff. And she was just talking. She's not, gold digger like, "Oh, babe, can you?" And I was like, "Oh, wow." It's like, you probably need to, go look at you or refurbish something and just... And, Valentine's Day, she landed in Atlanta and she had a brand new MacBook.
Okay, now that's good.
So, the Chanel bag is nice. Louis flip-flop is nice, but she was like, "Wow, you listened to me. I didn't think you would," So I'm a very thoughtful person. My mom's like that. My mom is a giver. Her love language is definitely gifts and acts of service. So there's times I would come home from school, my mom would just randomly say, "Hey, I just was at the store and I got you some socks and some boxers and a t-shirt." You know what I mean? So I never had to wait for Christmas for spontaneous things from my mom. So that's how I am. I'm very acts of service, very thoughtful when it comes to stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And I rub your feet from time to time.
That'll work. Don't look down at my shoes.
No, not...
Okay.
Oh, you want to cut up today? I just was looking at the ankles to make sure they had enough. They good though. They good. I see the black seed oil on around it.
Crazy. Okay, let's move on.
Let's get it.
Yes. Okay. So let's talk about your music.
Okay.
How has it been collaborating for you with other gospel artists in the business?
It has been incredible. I won't say I couldn't have dreamed of this because I did. I did dream of it. I dreamed. When I say everything in my life has been aligned, my father never lived in our house, but on his deathbed, he died in our home. And my mom moved him in when he was, dying. And he would go to sleep every night to Kimberell home. from the Try Me Again album. And I didn't know that woman. I was infatuated with her. So just to think that my dad, the last music he heard was her voice. And to think 20 something years later, we would be touring the world together.
Yeah.
That's alignment. So everything I do, I believe, has been intentional. So when you say, how does it feel? It feels good to know how God just didn't forget.
Yeah.
And how everything makes sense today. Yeah. You know what I mean? My mom wasn't just playing Fred Hammond over and over again because we just liked him. She was planting a seed because one day he was going to be on my album. One day I was going to write for him. So I don't look at any of those things now growing up as just things. They were all seeds. And now, just to watch the harvest right before my very eyes is just unexplainable. I mean, spending 3 weeks with Fred Hammond working on Worship Journal with him was incredible, and asking him questions about his journey. You know what I mean? Riding in the car, going over songs with Kim Burrell, one of the greatest singers to ever walk this earth. I mean, the lady is just, I can't explain it. It's just different. She's a paintbrush that paints colors you've never seen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dorinda Clark Cole, how I became a Grammy-nominated artist, just writer and producer, working with her. She is just genius. And she pushed me to the test. I remember we were working. We actually recorded that album. I can't even remember the title of the album, but we recorded that album here in Los Angeles. And I walked in and she was like, hey, I want you to write my ad-libs too. Now here I am. This is a preacher. So I'm thinking, oh, you're a preacher. You could just go in. She's like, yeah, I could, but I want you to write them. So putting me to the test, an icon like that, writing every single word that came out of her mouth in that 4-minute song on the spot.
Crazy.
And just to see her go in and execute it and be who she is and depend on me and trust me as a new producer at that time.
Wow.
That was probably only my second placement.
That's crazy.
So for her to trust me, so I have to say I'm grateful for every experience that I've had on the gospel side, and obviously to go to the mainstream world.
Yeah, so that was going to be my next question. What is the difference for you to produce for and with Fred, Kim, Dorinda, and then transition to Missy Elliott?
You know what I love about that question is they're all church people. They're all church kids. Missy Elliott is a church girl. So it feels the same. She got more money than everybody, but she's a church girl. So she trusts me at the same level Dorinda Clark Cole trusted me, just to come in. Typically when I come in to vocal produce for her, I don't even know who the artist is until I get there and I've never heard the song. She trusts me to vocal coach these people in that room on the spot. But it's so amazing. She is incredible. She is an icon. I grew up listening to Missy, watching her and how innovative she is. And she was a trailblazer, obviously, to see the things that she did 25 years ago, watching it today, and it still be just as impactful. To watch her just, fill up these arenas all over the world, a year or two ago is just incredible. So Missy is amazing. And I'll tell you this, a little secret. Missy is extremely private and secretive, but she smells so good. It is the best smelling person I've ever smelled. She almost smells like the Holy Ghost. You ever smell somebody and just...
No, I don't know what the Holy Ghost smells like.
It's like, I don't know if it's soap mixed with powder and cologne. I don't know what it is, perfume. She just smells like she just really takes care of herself.
She smells like the Holy Ghost.
She smells like,
that's good.
It's a purity. I use that word because it's pure. And she is so incredible. So incredible to work with Missy.
All right. I love that. Okay, so question. Let's talk about working and collaborating.
Okay.
There was a hiccup between you and another gospel artist.
Okay.
Talk to me about that to the extent you can, and how does that make you feel about further collaborations?
You know what? I've never addressed that publicly. But I will do that in the best way I can. What I will say is me and that writer, we were young, inexperienced, creative, anointed, no education in that world of the music business, just excited, and had two different point of views and didn't have a split sheet. That's the best way I could say it. I can't come up with anything else, but all of the things that I just said about our gifts, but we didn't have a split sheet. And what I would encourage anybody to do is no matter how close you are to somebody, handle the business, even when it's uncomfortable, because people get amnesia when it comes to money. And I'm not even talking about just my situation, but just anybody. And there's other times that I've worked with people, and it's almost like when you go out to eat with 6 people and the bill come and don't nobody remember what they got. You know that you got the salmon with extra. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't start this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But that's how it is in songwriting. It's like people we get in our thing, but it'll be more comfortable if you say, hey, when we come in here, it's 50-50 all together. We ain't here together. And that's what I do with my writers right now. The few writers that I have, hey, when we go in, I'm not getting into that, how many words did you come up with? If we in here together and we starting from scratch, it's 50-50, period. And I just believe God honors stuff like that.
That's right.
When you get super nitpicky, the song won't even do nothing.
Right.
If you get nitpicky. That's how I am. I'm easy going now. That taught me a lesson though. It taught me a lesson to just handle the business and move forward. And now me and that writer are friends to this day.
That's what I was going to ask you. Did that reconcile and do you all have relationships?
We were able to reconcile, and we definitely have relationship, and we encourage each other. He got stuff going on. I'm like, man, I see you killing it, and vice versa. And I'm excited about that. Life's too short to hold grudges over something we did to ourselves.
That's right. That's good. So, question, was it someone on the outskirts that turned that into what it was?
Yes. Yes.
Your team. The people around you.
That's why you got to have people who are integral around you, because it was definitely a thing. It was a thing. I believe that if we had come together, just me and that writer, we could have figured it out. But once you start getting teams involved, everybody has that guerrilla mentality, like, I'm going to get you. And then it forced us to act like we hated each other, and we never did. We never did. So it's that. But I'm so grateful that I have a team of integral people now, and I'm smart enough to know what to do, what not to do, and how to move with people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There were times I would walk in rooms with artists that were much bigger than me, like my first placements, and scared to say, hey, I just came up with that. We need a split sheet. Now they know not to play with me today. You know what I mean? We're going to write it down, and we're going to send that to my attorney and make sure that's locked, and my publisher is going to handle it. So, but I'm easy going. I don't even want to work with anybody who doesn't have integrity.
Yeah.
I don't care what the opportunity is.
So speaking of opportunity, if there were one opportunity you could get musically to collaborate, who would it be?
I'm gonna say this,
wait. Let me say it differently. If there was one person you could collaborate with, who would it be?
This is going to be really good. I wish that I was able to collaborate with R. Kelly before what he went through. That. Yeah,
I could see that.
Yeah, I wish I was able to do that.
I could totally see that.
He is one of my biggest musical influences when it comes to songwriting and arranging and passion, and just being able to create a love song, a Step in the Name of Love, a gospel song for Kim Burrell and Kelly Price. And, I Believe I Can Fly. Somebody who's able to do all of those things and be considered illiterate, can't read, right? But God's hand is on you. That was a dream of mine.
So speak to that for me, because, you have a little preach in your spirit. So a person that is so gifted like that, God's hand is on, can't read, can't write, can't do any of those things, but he can write those lyrics. He can create these concepts musically. What is your thought on a gifted person like that in the situation he's in now?
I think it's all of us. We all got something with us. Some just more, worse than others. But I've been the minister of music of churches since I was 10 years old. I've seen everything. There's not a TV show, Greenleaf. I've seen that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been behind the curtain all my life. So we all got something. And, not that you should take advantage of God's grace and mercy, but I've just seen God's hand on people whose lives have been a mess, who didn't get help. And especially our people, because we don't believe in getting a therapist. We believe in, I know people right now that have lost their mothers that are depressed and think that, getting healing is going to the altar and spitting up and throwing up. No, you need to sit and talk to somebody and walk through that trauma. You know what I mean? But so I just really believe that if we start to really unpack the things that we've experienced and gone through, we'd be much further. So I don't really have an opinion on that, just to say that I just believe that God knew what we would deal with before he gave us the gift. And I believe that a lot of the things that we do deal with produces the gift. Because
explain that.
I mean, my car got repossessed and I went to a producer here and asked him to help me get it back 15 years ago. He said, go write a song about it. And I was offended. I said, you're rich, help me get my car back. And he said, go write a song about it. And that song is what made me the Grammy nominated producer I am today. So sometimes your pain does produce promise.
Absolutely.
And so, I don't look at those as car repossessions anymore. I look at them as books. I look at them as songs. I look at them as movies. I don't look at the eviction notices that I had and the rejection and the lawsuit that I faced in gospel. Like, I don't look at those as problems anymore. I look at those as podcasts. Now I'm sitting in this room in a city that when I lived here was at my lowest moment in life. Was in Los Angeles. So now to be sitting in this chair from a different place, there was a time I never wanted to come back here because of what I experienced. So it feels good to know that I'm coming back different, and that, when you change your perspective about something, it don't hurt the same.
That's good.
It don't hurt the same.
You're definitely a preacher.
No, please don't say that.
When you change your perspective about something, it don't hurt the same. Yes. Speaking of that, though, what is one of your most lowest moments? Painful, feeling like this was it?
I will say feeling rejected from the gospel industry. Yeah, I'm not going to dress that up and make it sound cute. I felt rejected. I'm not even going to say they rejected me. I'm telling you what I felt. I felt rejected. And I just felt like I got more love from secular people. I got more love from people who don't even go to church. Artists. I've seen hip hop rappers and super famous people that don't believe what we believe say, man, I can't believe they didn't. I got you. I want to put you on this. I want to put you on that. So to dedicate your life to something that you feel rejected from, it was a different kind of feeling.
Who made you feel that way?
The people who didn't sign me, the people who didn't ask me to go on tour with them, the people who would text me and say, I'm proud of you, but not get on a song with me. The people who would DM me and say, man, I've been watching you, but won't let me open up for you, or won't respond when I invite you to do something with me. So wow. Those are the people, and they know who they are. And I'm free from it. I'm not bitter. I'm talking from a place of freedom right now. But those were low moments for me, because those were the people that I felt like were the ones that could press a button and bring me up. And I really do believe that the gospel industry struggles because they did not invest in the future.
That's real good.
They didn't invest in the future. Yes. And it seems like secular people do that. When you look at the lineage of Jay-Z and the lineage of Kanye and the lineage of Master P and the lineage of Baby and Birdman and all these people, look at the leg. We don't have that.
Why don't you think we do that in gospel?
I think the success has been so small, we're scared to share. It's like the stage is only as big as that white thing right there. So it's like, I can't even bring you on because I don't know how much time I got.
Oh my God. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I believe that.
So now, and the oxymoronic part of, telling us, you're not supposed to want to be famous in gospel.
Yeah.
But the people telling us love being famous.
Yeah. Yes.
Love being famous. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have balance. If you're going to be a gospel artist, I consider myself as an artist who sings gospel and R&B. But if you're a gospel artist, you do have to have balance, because the brand is about you and the message is about Jesus. So you got to have balance when it comes to that. I understand, but don't get on and say it's not about the awards while you're sitting in front of 30 Grammys. Right. Once you didn't won them all, now it's not about the awards. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but I had to get free from that.
Yeah.
Imagine pursuing a dream and, you got a whole left arm or right arm telling you, hey, you ain't supposed to want that. Let God do it.
That's really good.
So having that thorn in your side while you're pursuing your dream. But I had to get free from people. I had to get free from people, because the truth is they all want to be successful. And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be successful. Right. We think that salvation is synonymous with struggle. That's why I created Millions, Billions, Trillions, to elevate the minds of our people. Everybody got the Holy Ghost and everybody's poor. How are we singing about being a king's kid?
Right.
And pearly gates and all this stuff, and you ain't got no gas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, we weren't called.
Yeah, like when we leave here, I tell them, y'all gonna drive me through Bel Air, because that's how I prophesy. I'm gonna live like that. There's some stuff I promised my mom before she closed her eyes, and she got to see it. And I'm not gonna let fearful, religious, crazy people beat me up for wanting to be wealthy and leave a lineage for my family.
Right.
So I think it's really sad, and we got to get out of that. And the truth is, a lot of our legends wouldn't have to preach and tour until they die, if they had invested in the future.
That's good. That's very good.
They should have invested in the future. There's no reason why Jacqueline and Jonathan McReynolds and Malloy and Liv Ray and The Walls and all these people, we should all be signed under them.
That's right.
And they should be sitting at home on their yachts.
That's right.
While we're doing the work for the next generation.
Listen, I have had this conversation with the powers that be quite a few times, that you got to build a lineage or else your legacy is going to die when you do.
I've seen churches, literally pastors, bishops preach until they're 90.
Yeah.
And when they die, all that 50, 60 years of the lineage of that amazing ministry that carried cities, gone. 2 people sitting in there now because we didn't think about the future.
Absolutely. So as we wrap this up, you talk about, building legacy and elevating our mind. So let's talk about millions, billions, trillions. Did I do it right? Billions?
Yeah, okay. Millions, billions, trillions.
Yeah, because if you all are wondering why I'm looking so hip hop right now, this is his brand that I absolutely love. So tell me about this.
Millions, billions, trillions is a brand of elevation. It is a movement. It's not even a clothing line. It's a movement, and it speaks to not just currency, but it speaks to consciousness, going to the next level. Everything, all things unlimited. My bishop, shout out to Bishop William Murphy, he told me when I first started the brand, he said, this is not just a t-shirt line, it's a prophetic movement. It's a prophetic billboard to our future. And that's how I look at it. So it feels good when people see it, they want to put it on immediately. When they wear it, they don't want to take it off. It's empowering. It's simple. You ain't got to think about what it means. And if you're wondering what it means, it's a conversation piece. And I can teach you on the spot. People, whatever words you say out of your mouth finds you. So you'll be surprised when I'm walking down the street wearing millions, billions, trillions, and people are walking past me. They won't speak to me, but they'll be looking and zooming in and say millions, billions, trillions. They don't even know what they just did for their life, just saying it. So it's a prophetic movement. It's a universal language. There's 3 words that have been here way before I got here. And during the pandemic, when we were all trying to figure out how to survive, I said, I need something, God. And he said, I gave you millions, billions, trillions 3 months ago, and you've been sitting on it. I was a music director at a church. The church had let me go in the pandemic. I didn't know what I was going to do. Put 3 words on a shirt, put it out. Months later, it was everywhere. And it pushed me into motivational speaking. It pushed me into doing motivational conferences and speaking now. And so when people see me, it's not just, oh, boy, you can sing. It's, hey, your brand keeps me going. Hey, your life, your story, your testimony of not giving up. Millions, billions, trillions. When I wear it, I went and closed on my house today wearing that brand. I went and bought my new car wearing millions, billions, trillions. So it's elevating and inspirational to know that somebody like a Missy Elliott wears my brand every day. When she got off her tour every night, that she put that hoodie on, because it empowers somebody who's seen every one of those words at some point in her life. So it's inspirational. And I just want to encourage people that you could have anything that you say. You just have to believe at that level. And it may have come with a level of delusion, but you have to believe. I met a billionaire. He said, man, I made billions. And I've always been scared to even think about trillions. He said, but your shirt pushes me to know that I can have it and live long enough to see it.
All right, preacher. All right,
Please,
preacher.
let's edit that out.
All right, preacher. All right. I have one other question for you. I'm going to give you 4 names of 4 different artists, and I want to say I want you to respond to me, your reaction to their artistry. And you can say one word. And of course, I'm going to start with where I saw you most recently, and that's with Dietrich. So Dietrich Haddon.
Dietrich Haddon is an alien. He is like Michael Jackson and Prince mixed together.
Okay.
He's a phenom.
Okay. Fred Hammond.
Fred Hammond is a worshiping poet.
Okay.
I would say he is one of the greatest worshiping storytellers I've ever heard.
Okay. Israel Houghton.
Israel Houghton. Israel Houghton is a trailblazer, and he is a multicultural genius.
Okay.
He has a special seasoned salt that makes everybody love what he does.
Okay. Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin, OG. Innovative.
Okay.
Fearless.
Okay. Travis Malloy.
Unstoppable.
Okay. So if you had one thing to say to an inspiring artist right now, what would it be?
To believe in yourself. I know that sounds extremely cliche-ish, but you have to believe in yourself before you ask anyone else to. People can notice when you lack faith in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone is coming to invest in you and they see you only believe at 50%, I believe they'll only give you 50%. I've been able to get people to really work hard for me because they see my level of determination. They be like, man, I love how you work. I got some ideas already. They don't ever have to take time to build me up.
Okay.
I've had those moments. But once you get to that level where you believe in yourself no matter what, and not to be intimidated when people you love don't believe at your level.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they don't believe in you. Sometimes they don't know how or have the capacity to believe at your level.
Got it. You are before God right now. What is your ask?
My ask before God, if I could be extremely transparent, is let me and all the people I love live a long time to be able to help as many people as we can. And to continue to give me the tools to carve out the road I've been on.
For somebody else to follow?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
I didn't see this years ago that I was carving my own lane.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Carter, I'm so glad those people didn't sign me.
Mm-hmm.
Those labels that I wanted to sign to.
Yes, aren't you?
When I tell you, I'm so happy that it didn't happen. I'm so happy. I'm talking about I've been so close. I've been at the table and there's always been a delay. And that's why I don't look at it as rejection anymore.
Right.
It was God's protection.
It was God's protection.
It's like, I got so. He said, you were trying to get in a box.
Yes.
You were forcing yourself into a box. And I wouldn't let them do it. And here you've been mad at them.
Amen. Thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
He has the foresight to know what we cannot see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I manifested this conversation.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't play no games. I've been watching you a long time, and I waited my turn. I waited my turn. I could have gotten to you. I know everybody that knows you, but I like when God does it these days. Yeah, it's just different. It's different. He does it better, and I appreciate the path. You know, my god sister Vaughn, I reference her a lot because she's like my therapist and everything. But she always says, we say yes to your will, but we don't typically want the way. We've been singing that song, oh, yes to your will, yes to your way. We don't, Lord, you know we ain't been serious about that way thing.
That's so true. That's the prophet in your life. Huh?
Yeah. So it's just like, now it's like, well, I really trust the way. I really trust the way. Well,
Travis, this has been amazing. Wow. You are so funny and such a preacher. You may as well just own your calling.
Can y'all put a number at the bottom of the screen so we can get this miracle water out here?
Listen, I wish you all of the success that is already ordained for your life. And I just know that the best is yet to come. And I'm so excited to walk alongside that to help that it does.
I'm excited. Amen. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Now, don't forget to like and subscribe to Merge TV on YouTube for more deep healing conversations.